absolute garbage. If you ain't prepared to put in the hard work, I will not pass you. Little bit of hard work, little bit of crawling, little bit of running when you're waving on. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is go back to the block, sit on your bed, okay?
Training this tough because the next time it's real. A stage further for soldiers to be. Monday, 10th of January on BBC One.
Now on BBC One Scotland, a roundup of all the country's news in Reporting Scotland with Penny McMillan.
Good evening. Worshippers of several faiths have come together to mark the new millennium at a service in Edinburgh. The Princess Royal joined members of the Scottish Parliament to welcome in the new year.
On the first Sunday of the century, some 2,000 years since the birth of Christ, the great and the good, including the First Minister Donald Dewar, gathered in the imposing surroundings of St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh to hear a message of peace and reconciliation.
As the year rolled from 1999 to 2000, we were able to see midnight and sunrise from east to west, from pole to pole. By a modern miracle, the whole world, for an instant, became our neighbour.
Among the congregation, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, who read a lesson, followed by the leader of Scotland's Roman Catholics.
In every Christian century, his followers have been ready to go against the grain of power-seeking selfishness, ready to give up their comfort for the sake of goodness, ready to defend the weak, the humble, the defenceless.
Meanwhile, in London, Cardiff and Belfast, simultaneous services were taking place to mark the new millennium. James Cook, Reporting Scotland.
2 people have been killed and 7 others injured, one of them seriously, in a car crash near Oban. The 2-car collision happened on the A85 at Strone Hill this afternoon. One of the injured was airlifted to the Southern General Hospital in Glasgow. The others are being treated at the Royal Alexandra Hospital in Paisley. Police haven't yet named those involved. 2 people have died in separate house fires in Scotland over the New Year period. The fire brigade is warning people not to be complacent about safety at home.
It's eerie and quiet in Clydeford Drive today, no New Year party here. These remains evidence of a sad statistic. The pensioner who lived here in Tollcross became the first person to die in a fire in the UK this year.
This time of the year is normally a higher fire risk for the brigade. We do tend to have more turnouts to dwelling houses because of, I have to say, the consumption of alcohol.
And here in Hutchison Town, a man died in the top floor of a house in Waterside Street. Investigators are trying to find the cause of both fires, but at present it does appear that the homes were fitted with fire alarms.
Meanwhile, members of a Western Isles family had to jump from an upstairs window to escape a blaze which gutted their home yesterday. Duncan McKinnon, a haulier on South Uist, and 6 of his family and friends were taken to hospital. Mr. McKinnon, his daughter and a friend were detained with minor injuries. 1,000 young Scotsmen are taking part in Britain's first postal sperm survey. The major fertility study, which is getting almost £500,000 of funding from the government, follows fears that Western sperm counts are falling. Scottish men aged between 20 and 30 have been selected at random from NHS lists and will provide samples at home. They'll use special packs to post them to the Medical Research Council's Reproductive Biology Unit in Edinburgh for analysis. The results will be published by the end of the year. A public health specialist has revealed that tall ships which visited Orkney during their tour around Scotland late last summer brought over the strain of the flu currently affecting many people here. Dr. John Kernow, who identified the Sydney H3N2 strain, said around a dozen local people came down with the virus shortly after the annual race. Scotland's weather now, and tonight patchy rain in the west will become heavier and more persistent, extending eastwards to most parts by midnight. Severe gales are likely in the northwest. Tomorrow it will be sunny with occasional blustery showers. Some of them will fall as sleet or snow over the mountains. Well, that's it from me this evening. Good night.
I hate you!
Illuminating one of the most challenging childcare issues of the day.
This is a person with two faces.
BBC One enters the world of the au pair.
What are you doing running away all the time? You can't run away like...
A job that is unregulated.
Go to a good agency who check every little detail.
Unskilled.
My temp is just about to go. No! You do not pinch me!
And insecure.
I feel really lonely here. Part of my job.
You don't know how to treat the child. You are here for him.
Au Pairs, a two-part documentary starts Tuesday at 9:30 on BBC One.
I never want her to see me cry.
Nelson Mandela is building his dream house in the village